What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode number 60 of 10K on the Bay, my journey to 10,000 live listings on eBay. Today's episode is going to be about 10 complaints about eBay Mobile that I was able to hear addressed at eBay Corporate. And I think it's pretty cool that I was able to talk to actual eBay employees about eBay Mobile and a couple of their summer changes. So I just thought I would share some ideas from that. And I'm going to share my screen now to go over a couple of different ideas. I'll go over live chat at the end. I've decided to put all the content of my videos up front. So if you want to watch it and get the information and go back to work, go for it. But if you want to stay and hang out in the chat, we will do that afterwards. So let's go ahead and share my screen. Let me know in the chat if you guys can see it. What's up, guys? What's up, what's up? Yeah, so I'm also giving away these sunglasses at the end of the video. eBay gave them to me at the event. So they say eBay on them. Super cool. I'm gonna give away the sunglasses at the end of the video, so stay tuned. I'll give them away at the end of the video. I'll even pay for shipping because I'm cool like that. Okay, cool. So today, I'm also going to give an update. I'm roughly at 2,791 items in this store, and then my other store has about 100. So I'm like 2,900 items roughly. I'm going to update people on my journey to 10,000 every episode now. Okay, so I want to just do a quick disclaimer, which is there's a lot of salty people in the reselling community, and I think that it's because they never meet up with other resellers. It's hard to be angry when you're like with other people who are doing the same thing as you, and if you are salty, you're also on YouTube looking for that connection. So I think you should go meet some other resellers in person. Yesterday I met up with about a half a dozen resellers. It was great. We sourced none of them buy the same thing as me, so there was not competition. Now, I wouldn't invite somebody that buys the identical stuff as me, like Luke is in the chat. I probably wouldn't invite Luke to go sourcing with me because we buy very similar items, so that probably wouldn't make sense. But I went with a few women that sourced totally different things than me. It was totally fine. I learned a lot. We talked about why we pick items, why we don't, and we all leveled up, and we even told each other, like, hey, put that back. Like, don't fall in love with that piece of item, or I found a stain that you didn't see, et cetera, et cetera. Definitely meet up with people because reselling can be a lonely journey. If you choose to make it a lonely journey, it's not lonely for me. So hopefully you guys can meet up with other people. Cool. So over 50% of sales happen on eBay Mobile, and they're thinking that that number is going to go up. And that is something that is important for us as sellers because we need to start optimizing the listings. You guys know that active content is going away. There's no easy way to get rid of active content. If you guys had Octiva or other third-party listers before, or those scrolling marquees or other active stuff in your listings, there's no easy way to get rid of it. And sometimes you have it in your listing, but you don't see it. So if you have older listings or you used active content in the past, you have to go to the HTML section one by one and remove it, or download all of your items and then re-upload it using File Exchange. And you can use the find and replace function in Excel, but you can't use it on eBay. So if you know how to use File Exchange, download all your listings, remove the active content, post it back up. Also, if you have active content in your listing, it's not like it doesn't show up on eBay. It just kind of makes it wonky, and it will still show up, but the active content will just be missing. So yeah, we're moving beyond active content, so just roll with the punches and adjust. Okay, so here's something I want to address also. So there's a saying that says, if it's not on the schedule, it doesn't exist. That means if you think of a thought of something, or somebody brings up something and you don't put it on the schedule, then it kind of doesn't exist because you're not going to get it done. And that is something I want to put up front in this video because none of the things that the sellers brought up are on the eBay schedule. None of them are like, we're going to try to address this by this date. It's just on a priority list, which sort of means that it doesn't exist. And that's a little bit disappointing, but I think everyone needs to adjust your business based on how eBay is, not how an eBay is going to be, because it's not on the schedule. There's no date for any of these releases that people want or are talking about. I'm just going to go over some concerns, and I'm going to email this to corporate and hopefully they do something. But again, don't count on them making the changes. It's not going to be a thing. Okay, so the number one complaint is no custom SKU. It's on the desktop, but it's not on mobile, meaning you can't enter in a custom SKU to use for a variety of different reasons. You could use it to track how much you pay for items. You could use it to track location, which is what I do. And people are literally circumventing this by putting the item location in the title. Like I even do this. So if it's in bin number A46, I'll put A46 in the title, right? It's so useful to me that I'm willing to reduce my buyer experience to do it. And I'm not the only seller that does that. Tons of huge sellers put the item location in the title because that's how useful it is. They're willing to literally sabotage their search ranking on eBay to get that. That's how useful it is, right? That should tell you something about how amazing it is for me to walk around in my warehouse and know exactly where I can walk straight to the item. That is so useful. And obviously a lot of big sellers think it's useful too, because if you scroll through eBay, you'll see numbers that don't matter in the title. And that just is like a lose-lose situation for the buyer, for eBay, for the seller. That's probably a really top concern. That was voiced more than any other question. The second thing is that there's no multi-user access for employees. And there's tons of third-party listers, Inkfrog, 6-bit. People use GarageSale. They use other apps when really the eBay mobile app is pretty easy to use, in my opinion. It's just that there's no way for an employee to log in and not view all of my personal information, be able to end listings. I know you need to re-enter your password to change anything, but it's still kind of annoying that there's no multi-user access. Also, I like having employees work for me, and having them list at home requires that I give them a mobile hotspot so that the IP address stays that I own it if I'm going to use the eBay app. I would rather use the eBay app than a third-party app if possible. If eBay released multi-user access, they could even charge for it because we're paying other companies for it. I'd rather pay eBay than pay a third-party company that has to integrate through an API, because in that transition of information, stuff's going to get lost. I mean, just by the nature of using two systems versus one system, there's more information that's going to be lost. Okay, that's maybe the second most thing talked about. The third thing that is awesome, that would be awesome, is being able to add in the cost of the item while you're listing. So if you were able to put in, I paid $1 or 50 cents, or I got this for free, then you could actually know the cost of your inventory, which is something the Inventory Lab does on the Amazon app, which is so amazing because it tells you how much money you spent on your inventory, so you know at all times sort of where you're at. So if you guys look on my screen, it says that I have $24,664 worth of stuff listed, right? So I kind of have an idea of what it's going to sell for. Let's say 30% fees or whatever. So I know I have like 18 grand worth of stuff listed in my store, 15 to 18 grand worth of profit somewhere in there, right? But it doesn't say in here what I paid. I have to manually track what I paid through another spreadsheet. But if you could just upload the cost, then I don't even think I would need an inventory system for the most part. I could just do it. I don't want to go in after. You can add in the cost after, but why can't you add it in right when you're listing? That would be easier to keep track of. That would be awesome. Okay, so the next thing is that there's no templates on mobile. Unless you use Safari and you use the actual eBay desktop website on your phone, which defeats the purpose of having a mobile app, you might as well just use your computer. The one benefit of using your mobile device, really, no one would use their mobile device if you couldn't take your pictures from here, right? That makes it a lot easier. If you can take your pictures from your phone, then that's tremendously useful because you can, you don't have to transfer again from your phone to your computer or use Dropbox. You could just load them directly in. That would be awesome if you could use templates or business policies. But the majority of sellers, I would say 90% or more of the people at the event use both their phone and their computer, which is kind of redundant, right? If you could just finish everything on your phone, you would. Or if you use a camera, there are definitely people who use a camera also, but I'll get to that issue in just a second. Okay. So number 5 is that there's a lot less love for Android users. If you look at how long it takes to upload pictures one by one, or some of the features in Droid, like for example, you can't add a store category on Android from my understanding. Maybe it's different. And that means that you can't complete your listing necessarily on your phone. You definitely have to go to your computer to do it. And for a lot of recreational sellers that are having, they have under 500 items, or maybe even under, if you have under a certain number of items, it's kind of hard to grow when it takes that long to list. I think reducing the listing time, like Poshmark or some other apps that are easier to sell on, would greatly increase the number of listings on eBay. Because when I'm looking at all these resellers I'm meeting, most people have a death pile over 1,000 items. I mean, that's just the thing. If you're reselling consistently, a lot of people have over 1,000 items on stock or unlisted. So if eBay were to increase or decrease the listing time by just a tiny bit, it would probably notice a huge increase in listings. I don't know. I'm just totally guessing here, but I do think it should be faster. Cool. Number 6 is that pictures compress when you upload them on mobile, which makes them look a little bit wonky, especially if there's certain patterns. You can see this little wavy line on the pictures, and that doesn't happen if you take the pictures and then upload them. For some reason, if you take the pictures before and upload, they're crispy. In most cases, for me, I use an iPhone 6. But if you upload directly in the app, you take the photos, click, 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 that sometimes doesn't show up as nice. So there's a little bit of a compression issue, which is making people have to take pictures separately. And then when they upload the pictures, a lot of people make a mistake. So if you're doing volume and you have a system, it's okay. But if you have 30 items that you're listing and that's all you're listing, and you mess up 2 or 3 of them because you uploaded the wrong ones, that is very disappointing. If you could just take them during the listing process, you'd reduce your errors. All this being said, I'm just hoping that eBay actually makes a few of these changes to help us all out. Okay, number 7, can we adjust best offers to expire in 24 hours instead of 48? This is a very interesting thing that came up. Best offers were highly discussed. People were saying, if I respond in 5 minutes, shouldn't they give me the courtesy to respond back in 5 minutes? So maybe it's the same items, like the same time. If you respond in 10 minutes, they respond in 10 minutes, or it expires. And that's probably not reasonable, but it was just funny that somebody brought that up. I do think it could probably be 24 hours. I think that's legit. 24 hours is like a year in internet time, right? Most of the time when I send a counter offer that's reasonable, if they're going to accept the offer, they're going to accept it right away. And if they're not going to accept it, they're probably going to let it expire, which means for 48 hours, I can't adjust some of the stuff in my listing. Not that I even do that, but I know some sellers would want to be able to make some adjustments, and you can't when there's a pending best offer, right? So some people want that to be faster, the 24 hours. I don't know what you guys think. Please comment and like below. If you have any questions or concerns, I do think eBay will look at this video because I'm going to email it to them. So if you guys have any comments, throw them in the comment section. We'll see if eBay will actually respond. That'll be awesome. Cool. The next one is that why don't best offers automatically charge your customer? Like on Poshmark and other platforms, you can't purchase the item without actually submitting your payment information and having that all set up. That would be amazing if you accept the offer and immediately charges their credit card and it's time to ship. Giving them an additional, sometimes up to a week to pay, because if you have to open an unpaid item and then you still have to give them time to pay after the unpaid item assistant goes through, and it's totally annoying, and it's off the website so nobody else can buy it for up to a week. It's very annoying. eBay definitely has their payment information stored, so I think it should just automatically charge. And from the looks of the people that worked at eBay, it appeared that they really did not like that. Like, they want to change this because it's lose for everybody. It's lose-lose, literally. For some people, also, in the buyer's defense, some people don't check their computer that often. They don't even know that the best offer was accepted, right? It's not that they don't have money to pay for this $20 Tommy Hilfiger shirt. It's just that they don't check their computer very often. And it might even be a better experience for the customer having it charged right away. Because I have customers who are like, oh, I didn't even realize you accepted my offer 6 days later, right? And by then it could have already been at their house if it was accepted. Okay, that was a very heated discussion. Number 9 is there's no ability to run sales in the app. You have to do it from a desktop, and it would be nice to be able to just run a sale on a individual item, right? Especially if you know it's a hot season and you want to search Easter items, and you see something and you want to just run a sale on it. You can't do that. You have to use the Markdown Manager, which is okay. It's not the best. I wish the Markdown Manager worked in some form on mobile. That would be super useful. That doesn't make it very easy. We should be able to run sales in our store quickly, and promotions. That would be fantastic if we could do that. So number 10, you can only view 500 listings on mobile unless you use the browser. Or, I'm sorry, 600 listings, which is a little bit annoying because like I have 2,700 listings. So that means 2,100 of them I have to search for manually and then edit them. I can't just scroll through my, I can't easily search it in the mobile app, which is a little bit annoying. And I don't understand why that feature doesn't exist. It basically only penalizes large sellers, right? And everything's moving towards mobile. I wouldn't even use a computer if I didn't have to. So that's pretty interesting. Again, this is only 10 ideas. There are thousands of ideas or improvements. So if you guys want to throw them in the comment section, that would be awesome. Hopefully I can get, in the end, I would like to have some kind of relationship with eBay Corporate. I don't work for them, but I would love to, work for them, actually. I would not mind. Like going back to the work, I think if you don't like your job, it probably sucks, but I actually like eBay. I wouldn't mind working for them. And also, there's not a lot of eBay educational series from eBay. I've had a lot more feedback learning how to do Amazon from Amazon.com than I have learning about eBay from eBay.com. I learned more about eBay from non-eBay. And I think they should be leading the education series ideally, or they should at least be sponsoring influencers to do it properly. So here's one thing that's been floating around is so your store categories don't improve your SEO ranking. And this is something that they were getting a little bit, they were saying that there's a lot of gurus online. Like some people could say, I'm trying to be a guru, that are giving information out that's false. And one of them is store categories don't affect your SEO ranking. And that's because you create your own store categories. You can put furry stuff that's brown as a category, and Google is not going to pick that up. If there was a drop-down menu of commonly used things like red, blue, white, XXL, brand, that stuff is searchable and crawlable on Google. Every night, eBay sends 1 billion listings to Google to rank and do all that good stuff. Store categories is not one of the things they send over. So it helps the buyer experience in your store, but does not help your Google search ranking. So that's a myth. So this is why you see large sellers. I've seen a lot of large sellers that don't even use store categories. Their stuff is so random that people aren't buying a hairdryer and an N64 on the same listing, so they just don't even have categories because it's an extra step in the process. And if you have a Droid, you can't even add it on your phone. So that's interesting. Okay. So another thing that was brought up was that 60-day returns and same-day shipping are now a thing, right? So you have 60-day returns, same-day shipping. That should improve the user experience. And people were saying, okay, great, we want to offer same-day shipping, but I'm just like a small seller with 400 items, and sometimes it takes me longer than 1 day to ship. Is that going to destroy my life? And eBay was saying, probably. If it's a small percentage of your volume and you have 10% late shipping, it's going to destroy your ranking a little bit. They didn't say it like that, but they basically hinted towards you need to do a little bit more volume. If you do a little bit more volume, then you won't have to worry about a few late shipments or feedback for the most part. Like if you have one negative feedback like I do, it's still 99.9. So it's not perfect, but it's okay. I've still established some sort of track history of doing things properly. So, you know, as you work on it, definitely don't fight the current, just do what eBay is doing right now. Because none of these updates or features actually have dates on them. So for me, if it's not on my calendar, I don't actually do it. So that's how I think you guys should move forward. The actionable advice is just work with what eBay is doing right now. Don't wait for the changes. Okay. Sorry for that was a long rant. That was like now I just want to go over some questions for you guys. Let's see. Yeah. Oh yeah. So I'm going to be giving away these glasses. They are from eBay. So like what I need you guys to do is put in the chat section right now something you sold in the last week, and I'll just pick randomly a number. I'm going to write it down right now. And just put something in the comment section of something that you sold, and I'll give it away to somebody. In the person that comments in this, so like if I pick the number 25, the 25th comment will win these sunglasses. You'll just send me your address. So go ahead and do that right now. Put something in the chat that you, I'm going to write it on my phone so that you guys know I'm not cheating and giving it away. I'm not rigging the system. Okay. Cool, cool. So let's look at the questions I'll try to answer for you guys. Let's see here. Let's see, how am I doing? I'm doing excellent. Wow, it's a lot brighter without sunglasses in the morning. Brian says there's an extra 50 auction listings today. You guys should go for it. Look, do some 10-day auctions. Thursday is a great day because you get 2 weekends to do it. Tyronius says he buys everything. Don't buy everything. Only buy the good stuff. eBay on Android is bad. I agree. There was a lot of Android people who were very sad, including Griff, who is the 4th employee for eBay, I believe, and he uses a Droid, even though it's horrible. So he just deals with it. Let's see here. Bev hates that you can't do SKU on mobile. I don't see them actually making a change anytime soon. So it's just something that it's going to happen. Clark says his eBay mobile app can't upload pictures. That is horrible. That's just not good. Try to do an update on your phone. That should not be the case because I use an iPhone 6 also. Let's see. Yes, I would love the cost option. That's a huge thing. People would love that. Let's see. Who uses the iPad mini? I don't use the iPad mini because the camera is not good enough. I would use an iPad Pro, but then an iPad Pro is heavy. So it's kind of a issue. Yes, so another person is mentioning that check patterns don't work well on mobile. I would agree with you. So I have to take it outside of the app and then upload it. Thanks guys for stopping by. There's like I think over 100 people in here. I don't know, actually, I could look. Oh yeah, there's over 100 people. So if you guys could help me out with a like, that would be awesome. Let's see. People are saying 48 hours is too long for an offer. I agree. And I do think that it should just automatically charge you. I don't think buyers want to wait 48 hours to pay. They just probably are busy. Let's see. Most people have mobile and you get notifications. That's true. I don't know if there are any other issues. Please put them in the comment section. I'm trying to get this. Oh, eBay has podcast tutorials for sellers. Awesome. Maybe I just don't know about the podcast tutorials. Maybe I should do some more homework. Let's see. On iPhone, you can change it. What's up, Ryan and Allie? Thanks for stopping by. Rally Roots, if you guys haven't followed their channel, check it out. They are in the chat. Let's see, store cats. Exactly. So Ryan is saying that store categories are better if you have a lot of followers. I totally agree with that. It's great for repeat buyers. They can go back and look at what you have again, especially if you're selling in a specific niche. They're fantastic. Let's see. Yeah, let's take a look at the chat. I am going to eBay Live. I'll see you guys there. Let's see. iPhone 8 is going to happen. So I'm actually going to give these glasses away to Britt Roberts. So if you could shoot me an email at 10konthebay@gmail.com with your PO box or address, you should probably get a PO box if you guys are trying to be a eBay sellers, because having a PO box is nice because people don't know your return address. So Britt Roberts, hopefully you're still in the chat. Message me your address and I'll send you these glasses. eBay gave them to me at the event, which is pretty cool. Let's see if anybody else has any questions or comments. eBay's been doing webinars. Man, I do not know about any of this stuff. Somebody send me where the eBay webinars and stuff is. I don't know. I have no idea. Let's see. Yeah, on eBay you can't, or on the mobile app you can't send an invoice either. That's interesting. I didn't add, that didn't come up in the meeting, but that is useful. And you also can't give a refund after they've paid. Something happens. You have to go to your desktop, and it would be nice to just be able to quickly give them a refund if there's an issue. Awesome. Glad your 60-day total is up to $1,000. That's a great accomplishment. So yeah, guys, I'm going to jump off because I've got stuff to do today. I'm sorry I can't chat. So if you guys like it, please smash the like button. Send me a couple of emails. I'm trying to really, let's see. I'm trying to really get into offering all the actionable stuff in the beginning of the video and then doing the chat afterwards. I just like that format for me instead of the, hey, how you doing? Hey, Bob. Hey, Charlie, all in the beginning of the first, because I don't know when the actual video is going to start when I do it that way. And I'm searching for gold. I'm gold digging when I'm listening to people's lives. So when I'm listing or shipping, so that's the format that I want. So that's the format I'm going to create. But to each their own. I still listen to that. I still love it too when prof sales is like, "What's up, Chris?" Makes me feel all fuzzy inside. I like that. But everybody have a great day, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Make sure you send me the email with your address so I can get these glasses out today. See you guys.